Come on, tell the Lord thank you. This your girl Tina, and welcome to another video of Tell Him Thank You. This video comes in honor of Myra. Hey Myra, who is Crafty Rats here on the YT. She's hosting a collaboration, 11 months of Christmas tags. And so I'm one of her collaborators. Every month I'll be coming with 5 gift tags, Christmas themed. And I'm excited. I'm not a big Christmas crafter like 90% of the crafting community, but I think this will really be nice for me because I'll be creating all year long coming up to Christmas. So I'm excited. All right, so if you want to know more information about this collaboration, run over to Crafty Rats here on the YT. Myra has 2 videos up in reference to this collaboration, giving you all of the juicy information that you need to know. All right, let me dive in and show you all what I created. This is my entry for January, and I'm excited. All right, so here they are. I made coffee cups. Yes, yes, yes. I love these coffee cups. They are not too big. They are not too small. As a matter of fact, let's see how big they are. 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches in length. So I really like this. And it simply says Merry and Bright. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So those are my first 2. And here's 2 more. I think they came out lovely, you all. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then here's 2 more. Yes, I really like it. So on 2 of them, I did not put a hanging element because I have some people that I create things for, and they just like to take the tags and they'll turn them into magnets themselves, or they'll use it to embellish a envelope or a card. So that's why I chose to keep some of them without the hanging element. So cute. Had great fun. Let me show you what I used, you all, to create these. I used this Tim Holtz paper. I brought this out. I had never used this before. I think I got this 2015. Really nice papers. Okay. I brought that out. I used my Fun Steppers Journey oatmeal cookie cardstock. Beautiful cardstock. And let me show you everything else that I used. I used this glitter pen. I used my 1/8 inch Fiskars hole punch. I used this, my favorite punch by Martha Stewart. I used this twine from America Craft. This circle punch. I pulled Tim out, fire brick. And then I used Tim's coffee mug cup die from Sizzix. This is a set that you can get from Michael's. And I used Fun Stampers Journey tag elements, Merry and Bright. Very cute. All right. So now that I showed you what I used, I'm going to put one together for you all. Is that all right today? You got a few minutes of your time. I want to welcome everybody to my channel. My new subscribers, welcome. I do see you and recognize you. And I just want to say welcome. All right, so let's go ahead and let's put one of these sweethearts together. All right, I cut everything out. Now, you all, this Martha Stewart punch, I have tons of this already punched. This is a bag that I set one day watching TV, and I punched so many out, the bag was full. This is what I have left. I have this in white, I have this in brown, I have this in green, and I have it in red. So I just sit around and I punch, and then when I need them, they're there. Okay, so don't think I sat and punched this right now. Already in the making. Okay, I stamped my little element right here. And so we're just going to start putting this tag together. Of course, you know I use my Beacons 3-in-1 adhesive. I love this. Nothing is like this. And yeah, that's just what I use. So this is one layer. I did not use heavy cardstock because the Fun Stampers Journey cardstock is pretty sturdy. And once you put 3 layers together of some nice cardstock, sometimes you don't need to use what is it called, chipboard. All right, so that's one side. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to do the same thing. These are real easy to make, but for a beginner crafter, it might be a little intimidating. So that's why I chose to go ahead and show how to put these together. I know when I first started out, you all, I told you before, I had no help with learning how to really craft. I would look at people's videos and be like, oh, I really want to make that, and then have nobody to show me really, you know, where to start. Okay, so now you got your mug. That's 3 layers, right? Now, as you can see, I use Tim and I ink. I love inking. And one thing about inking, if you're going to ink one portion, you need to probably ink the whole entire project. It just makes it look better. So we'll start off with inking this, and I ink in stages. Okay, because I want a nice detail edge. So I ink in stages. What does that do when you ink in stages? For me, it gives the ink time to dry. You go to the next step, and then once it's time to ink that portion, you can go over this portion you've already done, and it adds a whole nother layer and a more intense depth of the inking. Yep. So that's what I like. I love inking stuff. Just so fun. Now this paper is like a rustic paper, right? Vintage. It has that little dust look to it. So I really like that. It was different because you all know I'm a bright color girl, and I like bright color projects, but sometimes I do get a feel or a desire to do something vintage, you know, soften it up a little bit. All right. So when you're using Beacons 1 and 3-in-1 glue, let me say this, try to be very careful that your glue don't run over, because once the glue run over, you can't really ink on top of it. Okay, so you want to get all of the white or the cream out of there. You won't see nothing but ink color. All right, so that's that. Okay, so that's the first part. This is the front of the tag. This is one side would be the back of the tag. All right, let's do this middle portion. We'll ink this piece as well. Okay, this goes in the middle of the mug. And so you just simply ink. Now this was the back of the paper, and I'm going to show you. So I just used I used one sheet, and I used both the front and the back. All right, this is one side, and this was the other side of that paper. Okay, so really I only need to really ink this side, but sometimes I just want to make sure you can't see any of the core. I hate seeing the core when you ink something. All right, so that's inked up. Now we're going to lay this down, because this just fits. You just pre lay it so you'll know, kind of like eyeball it where it's going to be. Make sure that it's on the right side, okay, because this is the right side, because I could see the little nip right here. So that's the side that this should be on. All right, that's the front side of the cup. So again, I'm going to take me some of this Beacons, not that much. And the thing about Beacons is spreads. It spreads, and it gives you an opportunity to move it about. It doesn't dry instantly, which I love, because then I can position it just how it needs to be positioned. Make sure you press it down, and you see how nothing leaked out. Okay, that's just nice, just like that. All right, I'm going to leave that like that. All right. Now this is the lid. This die does not come with a lid. It just comes whole, just like this. So I took the die, put it on a piece of the cardstock, and I just, instead of cutting the whole cup, I just want the lid part. So I just cut that out like that. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to eyeball it and I'm going to make a lid. And what I usually do is I just try to go in an oval rock shape from cut to cut. Discard that portion. Sit this down and make sure that it fits and you have your lid. All right. So now I'm going to ink this. Ink, ink, ink. Remember, you want to ink everything. And so this is what I mean about inking in stages. Right? I'm inking as I go. I really like the way that looks. That fire brick on top of this tan oatmeal cardstock is just gorgeous. All right. Taking the beacons again. And I'm going to just put a little dab and rub. I rub mine in as I'm squeezing it out so it won't be big gobs. Okay. That's what I do. You know, you have to get comfortable with using liquid adhesive because sometimes some adhesive can be too runny. That's why I like beacons because you can control it. It's not runny. When you squeeze, it don't just fly everywhere. I love it. All right, so you see that lid is on there. Now, here's what I'm talking about, inking in stages. Now, I've inked all 3 of my pieces and I put them together. Now, I want to go back and I'm going to ink these edges all over again. This is my process. Now, for you, the process might not be the same. You might not want this deep intensity of ink on your edges, but for me, this is my process. Okay, now with this right here, sometimes you have a little bit left over. If you can see that, it's just a little corner that's left over. What I do is I get my nippers and I go in and I just cut because I want to make sure that's even. So now that's going to give me a little core showing. I'm going to go back and I'm going to ink that again. Take that out. Okay, so that's my inking in stages. Next, I want to go ahead on and embellish this tag. And what I did was I took my little glitter pen over here. All right, I took the glitter pen and on the green leaves, let me bring it up so you can see, I just added glitter on the green leaves, you all. That's all I did is put this glitter there. It gives it a whole nother look to this tag, right? A whole nother look. Wherever there was a leaf, I just put a little glitter there. Now, this is a vintage paper, and this is a vintage tag. But even though it's vintage, you could still have a little bling and glimmer. I love it. You don't have to do too much. You can do just enough, okay? So now I've done that. Let's embellish the tag. All right, so I have 4 of these branches. Now for the branches, I use both glossy accent and I used hot glue. I'm a hot glue girl. Beacons and hot glue is my go-to adhesive. All right, so you're going to put this down in the middle of the cup. Okay. And let me just show you what I'm doing. I tend to put a little bit more than really what's necessary because I'm stacking on top. So don't start screaming or squirming, say, oh, she's using too much. This is just how I create. Because one thing I don't want to happen, I don't want to give anything to someone and it falls apart. That is so embarrassing. I'll never forget when I first started sharing my scrapbooks with my family. And I started bringing out scrapbooks that I had been created years before. And oh my goodness, they was opening up the pages and the stuff was falling out. And I was so embarrassed. So I went home and I re-adhered. I was using double-sided tape. I was using a tape runner, right? And it happened again. It started falling apart until one day I went to a workshop for quick quotes. And that's where I was introduced to Beacons 3-in-1. So you all saw that I inked this up. I put a little dab of glue, hot glue right there in the center. And I put my little element there. Here's the tag, you all. It's done. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love them, love them, love them. And so, Myra, I hope you like this process. I hope you like these tags. I think my recipients will love them. All right, so tell me what you all think. Leave me a comment. Yes, I love these, and I hope that this little small tutorial helps some of you all that will be wondering, how did I make these tags? All right, until next time, my loves, be blessed and keep creating.